So Italian immigrants adapted their flavors and their dishes to what they had access to in the supermarkets. And this is one of the reasons why Italian American cuisine has so much garlic as opposed to the food in Italy. A lot of Italian Americans don't realize that when you go to Italy, garlic isn't actually that common to use in Italian food. I mean, they use it, okay, but usually they use it as an infuser. They don't even chop it up necessarily and mix it into things like we do in the States. In the US, however, that's an ingredient that's really common in Italian American cuisine, as well as some other seasonings like dried oregano. Again, these were things that weren't readily used in Italy, certainly not in the same way or in the abundance that we had in the United States. And so it sort of exaggerated those flavor profiles when they got to the US. And there's some evidence to suggest that because these were already familiar ingredients that they had in Italy, they just weren't using them as much. Once they got to the US, that was something that they recognized in the supermarkets and in the markets in general, and so they started using them just much more often. Meat was certainly more abundant and readily available, so they started to add meat into their dishes, and this is why we end up with like spaghetti and meatballs, for example. You probably won't find spaghetti and meatballs in Italy if you go. That's not something that really exists. Now, you might find meatballs and you might find spaghetti, but the idea of putting them together in an Italian dish in Italy wouldn't probably happen unless you're within a really touristy part of the city, like in Rome or something like that.